LegacyMaker, the All Sports Network.
Hello everybody, Darrell Owens, LegacyMaker Sports Network, and this is the LegacyMaker Sports News Update, and this one is for the weekend of September the 10th and 11th. We got you some college scores throughout the Commonwealth, as well as a Washington Commanders score as they took on the Jacksonville Jaguars. So we're going to start this one off beautifully as we take you to Richmond as the Richmond Spiders host in their first home game, the St. Francis Red Flash. Let's take you to Robin Stadium. The Spiders were coming off a tough loss to Virginia last week, but they wanted to show off this week at home against St. Francis. St. Francis would get off to an early start, knocking in a field goal, a 36-yarder from Alex Smoke, which would give St. Francis an early 3-0 lead with 7 minutes and 37 seconds left in the first. Then Smoke would come back through again later in the first to tack in another one to make it a 6-0 game. Richmond would get on the board after a Savion Smith 5-yard touchdown pass from Reese Udinski, and then Udinski would drop it off to Aaron Dykesman on a 16-yard pass. And so by the end of the second, Richmond was in control, 14-6, and then Mekhi Jackson would score a touchdown for St. Francis, making it a 14-13 game heading into the half. But the second half was all Richmond. You see Josiah Williams would get a 5-yard touchdown pass from Udinski, and then an Aaron Banks 35-yard touchdown off of an interception would give the Spiders a 31-21 victory over St. Francis, winning their home opener. Reese Udinski would go 29 for 38, 248 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception for the Spiders. Mekhi Jackson, 8 catches for 123 yards and a touchdown for St. Francis. Richmond gets their first victory of the season, and St. Francis will lose their second game of the season. The Spiders will head to Bethel, Pennsylvania to take on Lehigh Saturday at noon. Our next trip takes you up to FedEx as the Washington Commanders took on the Jacksonville Jaguars in their first ever game as the Washington Commanders. This would be a back and forth game. Jacksonville started off with a 3-0 lead. Washington would fight back, scoring 2 touchdowns, one from Curtis Samuel, the other from Jahan Dotson, making it 14-3. Then Jacksonville would go and get a James Robinson touchdown, making it 14-9. A couple of field goals later, Jacksonville had a 15-14 lead. Robinson would then take an 11-yard touchdown run to give Jacksonville a 22-14 lead. But then the Washington Commanders would not give up as they would score 2 touchdowns, one on a 49-yard pass from Terry McLaurin, and then a 24-yard touchdown pass from Jahan Dotson to win the game 28-22. Jahan Dotson had himself a great debut in Washington, 3 catches for 40 yards and 2 touchdowns. James Robinson had 11 carries and 66 yards with a rushing touchdown and 1 reception for 3 yards for a receiving touchdown for Jacksonville. Washington heads to Detroit to take on the Lions next week from Ford Field. Here are the rest of the scores from around the Commonwealth. All right, everyone, that is the LegacyMaker Sports News Update for September the 10th and 11th. I hope you all had an amazing weekend, and thank you all for tuning in to the LegacyMaker Sports News Update. We will see you all next week for more scores around the Commonwealth and a Washington Commanders update. I'm Darrell Owens. Until next time.